See that black boy over there running scared. His old man got a problem, and it's a bad one. He ain't done pawned off damn near everything. His old woman away for bottom. And don't you think it's a crime when time after time after time?
Hey, folks, it is Charles Butler. It's Freedom Friday. We're right here at Red State Talk Radio. Hope you are tuning in. Tell all your friends to tune in and catch us right here. I got a great American patriot with me today, Mr. Larry Klayman, attorney extraordinaire. If you need somebody to fight for you, this is the guy. Okay, he will take on battles that no one else will take on. He uses the law, doesn't go by the law like this. Well, the law says, and I always tell my black attorney friends, if Thurgood Marshall had followed the law of the land, separate but equal would still be the law of the land. How you doing, Larry? What's going on?
Good. We fought the law and we won.
We fought the law and we won. How about that? Hey, look, talking about what's going on today, man, it's been a lot to be said today. A lot to be said about Joe Biden with a stroke of a pen eliminating 52,000 jobs. And this SOB has the nerve. And I call the new president an SOB because he's not new. He's been around 50 damn years and he's never done anything for the American people, the American public, except he's been on the wrong side of every major issue that's faced America. That's all that Joe Biden has done. But anyway, this guy killed 52,000 jobs the first day in office with the stroke of a pen. And you know what my friend said? Well, let's give him an opportunity. I said, you're not the one losing the job, you moron. People are making good money working on the XL pipeline. You know, these people will be out of work in 2 weeks. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, he wants to destroy the oil industry. He said that in that debate in Pennsylvania. He wants to destroy it because he wants alternative energy sources. And this is the way he does it. And it's going to raise the price of gasoline in your car. It's going to make us even more dependent. And we've not been dependent for quite a while on Middle Eastern oil. And talk about not doing anything. Well, now he's working against the interests of the American people. So it's worse than that. And you're being too charitable, Charles, my good friend. He's not my president. He got there through fraud. Okay. Void for fraud.
But how do we go from being, this is the thing that's going to piss the American people off. See, these people really don't get it. They really don't get it. Okay. Hey, good afternoon, guys. Hey, good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, Robert. These are guys out on YouTube. Hey, guys, it's good to see you. I'm glad that we're broadcasting again and you can hear me. These are things that the American people need to hear. These are things that the American people need to pay attention to because right now it is horrible, man, what's going on. It's horrible.
Well, it is horrible, and it's just the beginning. I mean, we've been turned into, in 48 hours, a socialist communist state. And worse than that, we're headed towards a Nazi state because every aspect of the government, Biden and Harris are now in control of all three branches. They're in control of the Justice Department, the FBI. They're sending the FBI out to intimidate people if they were there at the event at the Capitol 2 weeks ago, Wednesday. And as we've talked about, Charles, this was the natural result of the people rising up. Yeah, there were some bad people there from Antifa and maybe some other groups, but most of the people were ordinary American citizens who basically had reached the point where they couldn't take it anymore. They saw the rank core corruption in all three branches of government, particularly our judicial branch of government, that stabbed the president, then President Trump, in the back and wouldn't even let for a fair adjudication of whether there was a fraud that elected Biden and Harris. So this is where we're headed, and they know it. And I'll tell you, the president, the current president, you know, to use the term very loosely.
Larry, where's the latency in your? Are you on a cell phone or what?
Yeah, I'm on a cell phone, probably being wiretapped as we speak. Undoubtedly, that's probably it.
Okay.
Yeah,
keep going.
We're all being surveilled. Charles, you're being surveilled. I'm being surveilled. Anybody who supported Trump is being surveilled because.
Let me repeat. I love Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump and the things that he did for this country, and I will defend him with my dying breath. And that's what these people don't understand, is that we're serious. We're real. We believe in Donald Trump. We believe in America. We believe in putting America first and Americans first. The first thing that these morons did wasn't that Ezekiel moron Emmanuel say, well, let's give the World Health, according to the UN doctrine, we should give the vaccination to other people before Americans get it. It should be distributed around the world. I mean, who the hell? Take that Jew boy, and he needs to go back where his daddy came from. That's Rahm Emanuel's brother. And you know, we can talk about how the Emanuels got here and the whole 9 yards, but at the end of the day, they're anti-American, and it's
then you get the other side of the fence, Charles. You got Rashid Tlaib saying that somehow we're denying vaccines to the Palestinians. You know, if the Palestinians get more money through the UN than they can deal with, let them buy their own vaccines. And Israel's not persecuting them. Israel's not an apartheid state, but you've got it coming from all sides right now. And even the left can't keep their act straight. They're going to start fighting with each other shortly.
They are,
because they have nothing. They have nothing in common. What do Muslims have in common with homosexuals, gays, and lesbians? Muslims like to kill them. You know, so once they have total control, they'll start fighting among themselves, and this country will become even more unglued.
Okay, so Russia. There's supposed to be Russian collusion with Trump. Russian collusion. What's the first thing that Biden does when he gets in office? He signs a giveaway a treaty extension where we're cutting our missiles and the Russians are keeping theirs and building more. How dumb is that? Barack Obama was a sellout. His foreign policy was stupid. People who supported Barack Obama and Joe Biden were stupid. And I will say this. I'll go as far to say this. People who voted for Joe Biden are really the enemies of this country, because let me say this, nothing is going to get better in this country but working for yourself, being your own boss, and getting the government out of your business. I talked to a young boy last night. He must have been 25 years old. He said his mother forced him to vote for Joe Biden. He said, I don't like Joe Biden, but I voted for because my mother. I said, dude, it's your vote. You're 25 years old. He said, yeah, but my mom, I said, dude, he said, I regret it. He said, Mr. Butler, you know, I regret voting for the guy, but you know, what was I supposed to do? I said, be a man. You're 25 years old, dude.
But that's right. And you know, that's why what you're doing, Charles, and what I do, I have a radio show too, and hopefully we're going to have our own show, the two of us, soon, is that we need to educate, because it's not that these people are all enemies of the state. Most of them are uneducated. Most of them don't know who they were voting for. They've been brainwashed by the leftist media, and Fox News doesn't do them any favor either, because Fox News spews bullshit as well on the other side. Is that they need to hear the hard facts of life. And the facts of life right now is that the American people have been enslaved under a socialist communist dictatorship, where everyone from the FBI to the sports leagues to industry to everyone else is trying to snuff out all opposition right now. And that's exactly what happened in the days leading up to World War II and during World War II in Nazi Germany, when the industrialists went with what they thought was the winner, Adolf Hitler, and they participated, and not just in building Panzer tanks, if you were Mercedes and BMW, but actually building concentration camps. That was Deutsche Bank, which is a bank which is still in existence today.
Whoa. BMW. You see that little moniker BMW with the white and the blue center for BMW? They built the Messerschmitts.
It was. Yeah, and that's what's happening is that the rest of society in the country is now propping up these socialists and communists and atheists because they want to be on the winning side. They think they're going to return favors, you know, financial favors and other favors to them. And of course, a lot of them are ideologically leftist, like the big tech companies that are censoring conservatives and people of faith and others. And it's exactly like Nazi Germany. And now we got the FBI out there rounding everybody up, demanding their cell phones because they appeared in support of Donald Trump.
But let me share this with you. Yesterday, I'm driving in from Hotchkiss, Illinois, right down the road, about 15 minutes from here, downtown Chicago. I see this billboard on the side of the road. It says, report anyone who was at the Washington march, and here's the number. It's the number to the FBI. It's a big billboard, man. I was tripping out. I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't stop and take a picture at the time. But I'm gonna go back and take a picture. But look, I got YouTube chatters, and this is what some of them say. They go, can't wait to see 30,000 troops in a war zone at $6 a gallon and $6 a gallon gasoline.
Yeah.
The FBI is our version of the East German Stasi. Then someone said, "Me too," and then of course that was Pete. Then someone says, "From your mouth to God's ear." I don't talk to my sister and most of my family because I see them as stupid and dangerous to the country. That's coming from Peter Ortiz, man. He's on it, man.
We need to rise up, brother. I wrote this book, It Takes a Revolution. I'm plugging it now. I want people to read it. I want them to read the Declaration of Independence. It gives a roadmap on how to wage a peaceful and legal revolution with citizens' grand juries, with the Third Continental Congress, with things like that, because it's not enough to not talk to your family. We have to get up and act right now. And I would suggest they turn off Fox News, the people that are on our side, and get to work, because all they hear, frankly, is bullshit on places like Hannity, where he says, oh, there's going to be justice. This is going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. We've not been listening to it for 4 years. And this is something that the American people need to rise up with the grace of God and his son. And we need to do it for ourselves right now. Donald Trump did a lot of great things, but he's now past history. Now it's up to us.
Yeah, look, I need to take a quick break, Larry. We'll be right back in a minute.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus.
Secondly,
product is
we're in a
CV
situation
Defense,
where we have put together.
Okay, we're back. I blew that. I don't know what's going on with my little system here. My buttons are sticking, but that's okay. We'll play it again. Hey, look, Larry, I know you only got a minute or so go ahead and summarize for us what you were thinking.
Well, when I'm summarizing, Charles, my brother, is that we, the American people, now need to rise up, because now we are in a fix. I mean, we're more than in a fix. We're living under a socialist communist dictatorship. So please, I hope people will get my book, It Takes a Revolution, and read it carefully. I mean, I want their feedback. Contact me at...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Contact you.
Yeah, contact me at L.E. Clayman. I want to start a dialogue, LEClayman@gmail.com, because time is short. The country basically has been taken over by the radical left, and they're coming after us.
Listen, I got, we're headed for hell. It says Terry... Hedro Fix says he's getting that book. What's the name of the author? Hey, so say it again, Larry, so that they know how to get in touch with
you. The author is yours truly, Larry Klayman, Klayman. It Takes a Revolution. Forget the scandal industry. You can get it at Amazon.com and all major booksellers.
Well, Peter Ortiz just said he hasn't listened to There Is No Justice. He said he hasn't listened to Fox News since November 3rd, 2020.
Oh yeah, well they now say that the fraud was a lie. That's consistent, and they say that all people who rose up at the Capitol 2 weeks ago Wednesday were domestic terrorists. That's the line on Fox News right now.
You're kidding?
No, I'm not joking.
Man, that's bad, dude.
Yeah, and then Newsmax sells itself as the successor to Fox News. It just so happens that the CEO, Christopher Ruddy, gave $1 million to the Clinton Foundation. So this is what you're dealing with on cable news. Listen to Charles Butler.
Whoa. How did Ruddy get $1 million to give to Clinton? That's what I don't understand. He's trying to raise money himself.
Well, Ruddy had a lot of money then, and he thought Hillary was going to be president, so he was lining her pockets. And I can assure you now that Biden's in control. Don't be surprised if he starts giving money to Biden. This is the so-called heir to Fox News. Forget it. I mean, Newsmax is a joke.
What do you think of OAN? Be careful.
Well, I think OAN's good. I mean, I hope it rises and takes the place of the two of them.
What about Raven? Real
Raven's
American
good.
Voice News.
Raven's good too. We need this, and we need talk radio. That's how we communicate. So yes, I mean those are good. They're pure. but they're real small right now. They need to be made bigger. And I hope that Donald Trump, with his $8 billion plus, will invest in networks like that. Also, Sinclair is really good. They have 300 local stations throughout the United States, and when they can, they broadcast conservative, libertarian, and other philosophies that are.
Hey guys, Raven is Real America Voice News. Real America Voice News. It used to be America's Voice News. Now it's Real America Voice News. On Pluto, it's 242. So you can get it on Pluto for free, and they have their own app. But I like the Pluto interface better. Larry, what are we gonna do, man? It's Freedom Friday, baby. It's Freedom Friday.
Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Freedom ain't worth nothing, but it's free. So we got to fight.
It's always
Chris Christopherson. They had it right.
Yeah, they did. Hey, look, we're going to segue out of here. Thank you so much for being with me. And we're going to bring on Dan Perkins. Have a good one, man.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. Bye-bye.
God bless.
You
Bye.
too.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility.
if you want to empower yourself and take control of your healthcare, go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info and take care of your healthcare.
Little kind of blue, because I'm kind of blue. Donald Trump's no longer president. Yeah, I'm a little blue. You know, hey, we'll get over it. That too shall pass, as we used to say back in the day when we had Barack Insane Obama as president. I used to get a kick out of saying that, Barack Insane Obama. People, oh, you're disrespecting the president. I'm like, please, who cares? The hell with, you know, we talk about our president. This ain't China, where you can't talk about the president. This ain't Islam, where you can't talk about Muhammad. Anyway, been to the mountaintop, looked over. Hey, 900,000 workers applied or filed for unemployment benefits last week as the labor market struggles to recover this winter. I tell you this, it's going to be worse. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worse because this man, Joe Biden, has no idea how to create jobs. He's never created any jobs in his damn life. He's been on the government tit and lobbyist tits all of his life. So what is the first thing he does? Cuts 52,000 jobs. Jobless claims. Look at this. This is horrible. 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 Jobs claims fall slightly to 900,000. I don't know what's going on here, but I can tell you this. It's the Chamber of Commerce had a few choice comments to make about what Biden did. I'm trying to find that clip right now, but they were very clear that they did not like what Joe Biden did with the the XL pipeline, and that was horrible. Just eliminated all of these jobs with the stroke of a pen. And he's proud of it. He's talking smack. Oh, look what I did. Because, he was always in the legislature. So he had to, deal with what he got. But right now, we're going to see what Chris Hewitt of the Chamber of Commerce for Global, Global Energy. We'll see what he had to say. We're going to play that clip real quick, and you'll get a feel for what the energy folks think. Here we go. Let's play it.
It's just a bad decision at the worst possible time. As you pointed out, it's a political decision, and normally political decisions that are not based in science and don't
is not coming out. How about that?
Look at jobs.
Anyway, what I'll do is I know where to get the clip. Chris is very clear about the impact, the negative impact of Joe Biden killing the XL pipeline and how it was putting Americans out of work. Now they're talking about, well, in the future, next year or 2 years or 3 years from now, when our green policies kick in and our subsidy, who cares about government subsidies? Government subsidies are not job creating, revenue generating schemes. You know, we need for industry, government does not create jobs. Government does not create jobs. They said Biden's executive order killing the U.S. industry is just the beginning of crackdown. Senator Daines. Wow, this is cool. I'm telling you, man, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. People are really ticked off about Joe Biden stopping the pipeline. This guy thinks that somehow America is with his agenda. We're not. We got to make America bigger, better. Bigger, better. You didn't. That wasn't your mantra when you were vice president. Make America bigger, better. Please, because Donald Trump said he's going to make America great. No, Joe Biden, your mantra should have been make China bigger, better. Make your friends who own stock in the prison industry, private prison industry better. That's what you should be talking about, Joe. But see, Joe is a chameleon, and Joe will say and do anything to get elected. That's who Joe Biden is. So what I'm getting ready to do is to play this clip. Like I said, the clip would not play from where it was. So I'll see if I can Google it real quick. But it was really interesting what this young man had to say. Christopher, here he is. Let's see if we can play him right now. Let's see if we can play his
I will pass now the floor to Mr. Christopher Guth, who is Senior Vice President of Policy Global Energy Institute of the U.S.
Okay, let's see if we can play it.
I was using the same car insurance company I've had since high school. I just assumed I was paying
Americans. 4 years ago, we launched a great national effort to rebuild our country, to renew its spirit, and to restore the allegiance of this government to its citizens. In short, we embarked on a mission to make America great again for all Americans. As I conclude my term as the 45th President of the United States, I stand before you truly proud of what we have achieved together.
That was a great speech. I think that was the best speech that he gave his entire 4 years in office. Was his speech where he's leaving. He left us to the horrors of a Biden administration. Amazing. So look, let's listen to Christopher Garth of the Chamber of Commerce of Global Energy.
Will continue the next forums to come. Christopher, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Elias. Good afternoon, and welcome to the forum from Washington, D.C. Looking at the agenda, you're in for a truly exciting discussion of the role that energy plays in the region. The U.S. Chamber is delighted to
Yeah, but that's not the clip where he's talking about the impact, the negative impact of the pipeline and the XL pipeline. It's amazing. It's on Fox, but I can't pull up Fox right now and find that clip for whatever reason. But it is bad. I'm telling you, man. It's what these people are going to do is to try to make us energy dependent on Saudis again, because what? They're getting campaign contributions from the Saudis. That's the only, plausible reason you can say, well, what? Why are they selling the country out? For personal gain. For personal gain. That's the only reason. Chuck Schumer, right now, makes an unfortunate Trump gaffe on the floor of the Senate, and the social media just broke up, right? So let's see. Schumer is discussing, and McConnell reportedly discussed a power sharing agreement. And
Mitch McConnell
listen to this.
is not going to make that either, to say goodbye to the president as he leaves. He did take a moment today on the Senate floor to blast the president over the insurrection. More on that and some interesting developments behind the scene as Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer do a little bit of wheeling and dealing, or at least talking. Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill with more on that. Chad.
I don't want to hear about that.
Right before, just minutes before.
Well, the reality is Chuck Schumer is he and McConnell are going back and forth on power sharing and the filibuster. So the filibuster, they want to keep the filibuster because if the Republicans don't have the filibuster, the Senate will be controlled by the Democrats. Now, when we had the opportunity to push through a filibuster, when we had the vice presidency, we could have certainly impacted how things worked in the Senate, but we didn't, because we always play fair. We try to do the right thing, and sometimes doing the right thing costs you. It costs you deeply, costs you greatly. I know you guys hear that. Maybe you don't hear that, Tingy. I hope not. But it's a phone over here. I'm doing a connection. I'm looking at, it's only one Bluetooth. Yes, it's only my Bluetooth connected. Okay, cool. But it's been interesting. It's when we look at Schumer and McConnell doing this horse trading back and forth, it's all about not eliminating the filibuster, because if you eliminate the filibuster, which is unique to the U.S. Senate, the majority truly rules, and the majority is right now in the Democrats' hands. When we could have ran roughshod over the Senate and the majority, we never thought about doing what the Democrats are doing, eliminating the filibuster, so that they could get D.C. and Puerto Rico as states. Well, D.C. and Puerto Rico didn't really want to be states. With statehood comes a whole bunch of other stuff. So, you look at the Puerto Ricans, and they can vote for president, ironically, I guess because they're a territory. They vote for president, like in Guam, they vote for presidents. But they're a territory. They vote for the president, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But as we matriculate through this process, we have to understand that Mitch McConnell is going to have to get serious about governing. He's going to have to stand up for the American people. And if he doesn't, we're going to take him out in terms of voting. I ain't not talking about going out shooting anybody or any physical harm to anyone or anything. Hey, folks, I know you're out there, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell for notifications. So whenever we go on, you'll be notified, because I'm going to do little vignettes during the day. Well, I'll come on, I'll talk about something, and you'll get a notice that I'm on live or we recorded something, and we just keep it going. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see here. What did we don't do the Dems what they, that is why we always lose. Yeah, we're not going to always lose, though. We're going to get straight. We're going to get tough. We're going to make it happen. We're going to hang right in there and get back to making America being great. And we can still demand that this president make America great again and keep those policies in place. We can demand that he allow the wall to continue to be built on the southern border and protect our national security. And we can demand that he not give amnesty to 30 million illegals. We can demand these things. Now, whether you want to or not, that's a different story. But we can demand these things, and we should demand these things. So, what do you say? Let's get busy. I say we're going to go to a short break, and we will be right back after we hear from one of our sponsors.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins, and I want to talk to you about CV Science's new product to give you a healthy immune system. The all-natural product is called CV Defense, and this supplement is designed to protect you against attack on your immune system. Take it every day. Keep your immune system and you healthy. Be proactive about protecting your immune system and protecting your body by using CV Defense. For more information, you can go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info.
Okay, empoweryourself.info. You know, I need to also play another clip for you about CV Science because we missed one. So let's do it right now.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you with a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility.
If you want to empower yourself and take control of your health care, go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info and take care of your health care.
Okay, we're back and want to play why the Paris Accord. We're talking about the Paris Accord. We talked about that a little earlier. Why this climate change and this climate change hoax is a bad idea for America and Americans. Bijan Longberg had this to say on Fox this week.
News and joining the Paris Agreement. So Biden is telling us global warming is real, and it is a problem. But he's joining up with a treaty that's basically going to cost a fortune and cut almost nothing. So basically achieve almost nothing to fix climate change. That's a bad deal. So we really need to find smarter ways if we're going to fix climate change. And telling our kids that this is an existential crisis is actually not the right way forward.
How would you teach our kids about it if you had to?
Well, look, kids should be taught a lot of subjects in school, and one of them, yes, about global warming, but they should know all the evidence, not just the curated bit that makes them scared. Remember, there's tens of millions of kids in America right now who are very worried about global warming, who are losing sleep over, believe it might be the end. You know, some of them are saying, why should I study when I know that there's not going to be a world when I become an adult? That is not what global warming is. The UN Climate Panel, the IPCC, the gold standard for looking at climate, tells us that in about 50 years, in the 2070s, global warming's impact will be equivalent to each one of us being somewhere between 0.2 and 2% worse off. That's a problem, but it's not the end of the world. We need to teach our kids this is actually not the end of the world.
So Bjorn, you agree that children should learn it. It's just how they're being taught, what they're being taught. And hopefully they'll be able, or maybe you could help with that and help with the administration getting all the facts out there.
Of course. And look, do you remember how we were told that last year was one of the worst hurricane seasons ever? Well, it was technically true that there were more named storms, but that's because we have satellite coverage. Actually, if you look across the globe, it was one of the weakest years in the satellite history, measured in hurricane ferociousness. So again, you need to get the whole picture. Now, you can always send out a TV crew and say, see, a hurricane, but you need to get the whole picture, and that's what the kids need to.
See, that's about climate change. That's just one small, we're scaring the all bejesus out of our children. You know, children, like he said, they say, well, why should I study? It's not going to be a world around. Why? Why do we need to study? You know how kids are. I remember that. I remember that clearly. It's why should I study? Wow. Any excuse will do, right? Any excuse will do. So, why should we study? Why should we study? Oh, I don't need to study because there's not going to be a world around tomorrow. I'm not going to do my homework, Mom. This is just one-sided. But you can always go to realclimatescience.com, realclimatescience.com, and my friend Tony Heller will be there. In fact, I had one of Tony's associates on earlier in the week. But I know you guys are out there watching the stream, and that's a great thing. Let's see here. Let me see what I can see. Let's see. I missed Trump for the past 6 months since he's been listening to the people that have made him weak. Yeah, he's been a little weak, Pete. He's been a little weak. Crazy part of the Paris Accord is that we already lead the world in emissions reductions. Yeah, we do. We don't need to be in the Paris Accord. This boy, what's his name? Biden is an enemy of the state. We have an enemy in the White House, folks. Yeah, I said that. This president, so-called this new president, he is an enemy in the White House. He eliminated, and I want somebody to refute me. Don't agree with me. I mean, come out, tell me that I'm wrong. You eliminate put 52,000 Americans out of work in the next 2 weeks, and somehow that's a good thing on a climate hoax, on some fake science. I mean, for those of you who can't see me, I'm going, hey, I got both my hands up, it make me want to holler, right? Throw up both my hands, right? It's, I tell you, it's sad. But I say this in all seriousness, Americans are getting exactly what they voted for. Okay. We're getting exactly what we voted for. And that's what we're going to get. Biden stole a vote. He's very clear about that. And I want to play a little Joe Biden because I love to mimic this guy. He's such a moron. Let's see.
They weren't protesters. Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists. It's that basic. It's that simple. The past 4 years, we've had a president who's made his contempt for our democracy, our Constitution, the rule of law clear in everything he has done.
Wow. Is that guy he's such a liar. He's such a liar. Well, what are you going to call the people protesting in Portland who are protesting also against you, Mr. Biden, who are burning down stores, who are damaging private property? What are you going to call them? Tick, 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 tock. Tick, 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 tock. What are you going to call them? Amazing. Wow. They said several were arrested after violent protests in Seattle and Portland. Well, are they urban terrorists, Mr. President? Let's see. We have Pete, and what did Pete say here? I have to show it because it's hidden. It says, I don't believe America voted for this. The election was BS. Yeah, no question. Total BS. There's no question. But what is really BS is that whiteness and white supremacy is targeted in libraries. This whole, if you're white, you're a bad person. It's crazy. In fact, you have groups out here who are fighting back against this revisionist history. And see, I say, I don't want to revise anything. I think, the truth is far more compelling. That's what I think anyway. But again, it's me, Charles Butler. Let's see. I'm looking here. And there was a story in the paper that I saw earlier. And it's a good story. And it's, the story about Liz Cheney. She faces her party's judgment after the vote to impeach. So Liz, last week, she goes back home, right? And but she broke with the party, and she voted to impeach then President Donald Trump. Well, now the ranking House Republican is contending with the consequences, both in Washington and at home. So, because she got censured when she went to Wyoming, they censured her. She's lucky that that's it, because she can pretty much kiss her reelection goodbye. She's toast. They said that Trump's allies were circulating a petition aimed at setting up a vote calling on Ms. Cheney to resign her leadership position in the GOP conference as GOP conference chairwoman. Meanwhile, as I just said, in Wyoming, where Mr. Trump had the biggest victory of any state in both 2016 and 2020, Ms. Cheney drew her first primary opponent on Wednesday. Then when State Senator Anthony Bouchard said he would challenge her. Bam. Oh, it's going to heat up, Liz. She should have kept her damn mouth shut. She wanted to play the new John McCain, I guess. Liz Cheney. Her daddy was a renegade. He was nothing but a criminal white boy who got a break. Truly. I mean, if you look at his bio, there's a great film out called Dick Cheney. It was done in like 2014 by two liberal guys, actually, but it's really a good flick. Good flick. As the Republican Party grapples with its future after Trump's departure on Wednesday, Ms. Cheney's fate will be an early indicator of which direction GOP lawmakers plan to go. No, not really. The GOP is the GOP. She broke with the GOP. She doesn't lead the GOP. She voted to impeach a president who was on his way out, one, and two, on some bogus charges. So she couldn't stand. He incited a riot. I mean, really? Give me a break. Liz should know better than that. If she doesn't, she certainly shouldn't be a congresswoman, and certainly shouldn't be in Republican leadership in the House. So I'm going to talk a little bit about House, talk a little bit about COVID. So let's go ahead and break and do that.
Hello, this is Dan Perkins from America's Cannabis Conversation, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can take responsibility for your own health. CV Science products that can help you empower yourself against the COVID-19 virus are CV Acute and CV Defense. The Acute product is taken at an early onset of feelings of discomfort and works over 3 days to assist your immune system to fight off the virus. The second product is CV Defense, which is taken daily, and it helps to optimize the power of your immune system to fight off this virus. Recently on my program, I had an interview with Dr. Michael Lewis, who's been in public health for decades. I asked him about personal responsibility, and he said,
You are responsible for your own health. Don't count on the government to provide you with a magic pill or a magic shot for your health. That is your personal responsibility.
If you want to empower yourself and take control of your health care, go to empoweryourself.info. That's empoweryourself.info. And take care of your health care.
Okay, we're back. And Liz Cheney is under fire. There were a group of lawyers and judges, again, bureaucrats, who defended her in the Casper Star Tribune, while Carbon County Democratic Party voted to censure her over the weekend and called for her to come and explain her vote. Ooh, I like that. So Ms. Cheney tried to carve out a unique role like John McCain, who I couldn't stand, is the highest ranking GOP woman, respected for her conservative credentials and her willingness to break with Trump on foreign policy and national security issues. Yeah, her breaking with President Trump on the foreign policy issue was his drawdown of American troops, i.e., and not only his drawdown of American troops, but his elimination of the private army, which I'm sure Dick Cheney's invested in, which I'm sure her family is in league with. She's a neocon. She wants war, but she doesn't want to go to war with her fat ass. Sorry, that slipped. But it's true. It's true. Anyway, we'll see what happens to Liz in upcoming weeks. But she is truly a trip. A chick's a trip. You know, I should have opened up the phone lines, but I didn't. Sorry that I didn't get a chance to do that, guys. But, you know, hey, next time. Let's see here. One of the things that we need to focus on that is an opinion piece that's in the paper today in the Wall Street Journal is the issue of Biden's inaugural purge. He called for healing. Oh, we're going to have healing. We're going to have some type of reconciliation. We're going to have a meeting of the minds. Yeah, sure. First thing he did was to fire Peter Robb. And that belies all the happy talk about unifying the country. Now, Mr. Robb was the general counsel for the National Labor Relations Board. And Biden told us that the country needed to be better and that the new White House delivered Mr. Robb an ultimatum: resign by 5 p.m. or be fired. Ooh, that's cold, but that's what happened. So no NLRB counsel had ever been fired, and Mr. Biden's White House provided no cause for action. Now you have to understand, Joe Biden is the guy who sat with the Ukrainian president and said, "Look, either you fire the prosecutor that's looking into Burisma and my son, where my son sat on the board and got $1 billion from." Or I'm not going to approve your $1 billion loan. I'm not going to guarantee it. Quid pro quo. Either fire the prosecutor or fire the prosecutor and you get the loan. Quid pro quo. But are Americans too dumb to understand that? I mean, I know for a fact that they are. I listen to some people talk and they have they don't even know the name of Kamala Harris. I know people who don't know the name of their own senator or the name or senators, it's because they're two, or the name of their own congressman or woman. They don't even understand how it works, how it plays, how your congressman, you might like another congressman. Like I might like Robin, what's her name? Robin just took Jesse's Robin Kelly. I may like Robin Kelly, but she's not my representative. She's not in my district. So she really can't do anything for me. Danny Davis is my rep, unfortunately. So, you know, you have nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. If you want to be with me, little Billy Preston. So I'm looking here. It says, Roberts, I guess. It has nothing to do with emissions or anything. They're talking about the Keystone Pipeline and joining the Paris Accord. It says it has to do with the crisis that can't be wasted. Yeah, exactly. Crisis can't be wasted. So anyway, they fired my boy, Peter Robb. I mean, you probably wouldn't have heard about him until Biden fired him. He's the only, like I said, they said here, the only general counsel that's been asked to leave or been fired by a president. So control of the National Labor Relations Board will allow Mr. Biden to smooth labor divisions by handing out sweeping rule changes that will benefit unions across the spectrum. Mr. Robb's firing will likely be only the first of many in the exercise of raw power. That's according to this article, to this opinion. And this is Kimberly Strassel. I like Kimberly. She's always cool. She's on point. we're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk a little bit about COVID-19. And, it's really interesting that I know people who are not interested in taking any medication or getting a vaccine, but they will take natural herbs, primarily black people, brown people. They're not interested in getting the shot. They're like, oh, no, heck, I don't know how that's going to affect me. And I don't blame them, especially given the history of our country and some of the things that we've done to people out here. Many of you may have been a victim or unwitting victims yourself. Okay. One more opinion piece before we go. We got 4 minutes here. And Gary Gasparinoff says the GOP hit rock bottoms. Can conservatives recover? Well, I don't think the GOP hit rock bottom. And Peter is the chairman of the Renewed Democracy Initiative. I don't know what that's all about. But he said if reasonable Republicans want to hold off the far left, they will have to stop the rise of the far right. Well, there is no rise of the far right. Trump didn't rise to far right. Trump wasn't a alt-right guy. This was something that the media put on him. They kept calling him a racist. They wouldn't ask Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden, are you a racist? They'd ask Donald Trump that in a heartbeat. Well, Mr. Trump, are you a racist? President Trump, are you a racist? Do you support white supremacists? They didn't ask Joe Biden that. Joe Biden clearly supported white supremacy and white supremacists. So on record, in the Senate, on the Senate floor, he supported white supremacists and segregationists. And he himself said he believed in segregation. He wanted his children going to school in a racial jungle, meaning with black kids. I didn't say it. Joe Biden said it. Anyway, so people are talking about trends, like in this article, this young man, and he's not that young. He says, another renowned American quality, blunt honesty, has been replaced by brash dishonesty. The consensus that most Americans ultimately want the same things, prosperity, freedom, justice, has been broken. The opposition is now routinely treated as a political rival. Not as a political rival, but as an enemy of the state. Social media is pushing aside traditional media, and the threat of political violence may be normal. The barbarians have overrun both gatekeepers and the gates. Hey, I agree with that. Agree with that 110%. Hey, look, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Show's almost over. Pete says, I had to pay $1,000 2 years in a row now because I couldn't afford the $468 monthly and a $500,000 deductible after I became disabled. Sorry to hear that, Pete. That was referring to Obamacare. That's true. But this is the deal, Pete. There's a thing called MediShare, and there's another one called it's a health share program, but MediShare, I know. Get MediShare. It will give you relief from, or call me. I'll tell you all about it. I'm not going to do a commercial for them. They're not paying me, but call me and I'll certainly help you get around paying that tax. Okay. You know my number. So, and if you don't, I'll call you. I'll reach out and call you in an hour or so. Okay. So anyway, man, this is great. This is great. I love this stuff. You can't make this stuff up. This is good information. So this is our last minute, and I'm going to put on a little Miles Davis as we end the show. So we'll be back Monday, but look for our vignettes over the weekend. They will be live, and we will keep them coming. So thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate you. Okay, we're off Red State. We're off Red State, but we're still broadcasting out there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Hey, boom, 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 boom. Hey, okay, here we go. All right, that's good. Okay, so the we've talked about several things today. We talked about that COVID-19. We have a great supplement. I hope you call in on the supplement. Mention that you heard it on Charles Butler's show. The reality check, mention that. The other thing is we need to pay attention to what's going on so that we, as Americans, can take advantage of using our powers as citizens to move our agenda ahead. And don't forget to call me and get a life insurance quote at 312-667-9111. 312-667-9111. And we'll get that done at 612-667-9111. Get your final expense insurance put in place, and your mortgage protection put in place. Okay? Thanks. WhatsApp. I got rid of WhatsApp. Amazon. Wow. Incredible. Okay, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you. Be good. And talk to you soon.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. You see that black boy?